Good morning. It is 10:28 on Monday, April 22nd, 2024. I'm Dave Bloom, and you're not Boogie with the Bull. Morning caffeine for Monday is back on. I'm sorry, we had a technical glitch. We had a Android monitor that we use so that I can read the Boogie with the Bull live chat on my Facebook profile. Decided to disconnect itself from the internet and not recognize the internet, and finally had to reinstall Facebook, and we are back, and we are back. We are back, and we are up and running. If anyone wants to join the broadcast, you're more than welcome. We'll put the whoops. Yeah, that's the right link is on the screen. If you tap that, it'll bring you into the studio, and we'll go from there. Don't have much politics today. It was kind of an interesting weekend. If you saw my post on Facebook yesterday, who other than Dave Glovin goes to a nonpartisan, non-political event and manages to find something there to buy and take home? Like I said, no one else other than Dave Glovin. So I have a beautiful navy blue t-shirt with the print on it that says "Stand with Trump," red, white, and blue. Get here in about 3 weeks. They have to order it and send it and ship it to me. Unfortunately, the sizes they had were not a large, which I needed. They only had mediums, and I didn't want to risk that. So a large is coming to me. If you go to my profile, you'll see a picture of the shirt. And if you want it, it's $20 plus $5 for shipping. And if you let me know, I'll give you the information where you can order the shirt and go from there. Boogie with the Bull and Dave Glovin does not make any money off the purchase of the shirt. I just wanted the shirt. And when you see it, you might want it too, because that's what we hope you will do. We hope that everybody is out on we will hope that everybody is out wearing their Trump gear and letting the rest of the world know that we proudly support Trump. Randy Rhodes is going to pop back in with me. Like I said, we had a technical issue, and it wouldn't be Boogie with the Bull if we didn't do a broadcast without a technical issue. Good morning, Alan. Max Boat Shed. Excuse me. I cannot speak this morning. Max Boat Shed is Alan, and everybody knows who Alan is. Yes, we are back, Alan. And like I said, the start of the broadcast was to take a laugh. And like I said, yesterday I went to a craft fair with my wife, Donna, who had a booth for our daughter-in-law and my wife. And I took a walk around the other vendors, and who else would find the only political and partisan thing available at a non-political and non-partisan craft fair? So go to my profile. If you see the picture of the shirt, Stand with Trump. If you want one, let me know. They are available in assorted sizes. They are $20 and $5 to cover the shipping, or $25 and shipping is included. And I will set you up with the name of the nice lady where you can order one and have it shipped to you. And again, I make no money off the sale of those shirts. If you buy one from her, I am not looking to make any money. Just want to let you know where you can get something that you might appreciate having in your Trump shirt. Collection. Hang on just a second. We're going to do something that I thought we already did, but maybe we didn't. Try to send Randy the link one more time because we had to make a new link. And this had nothing to do with StreamYard. It was all on our end for some reason that I haven't figured out yet, other than the on Android 11 tablet is very old and should probably be replaced by either a slightly older Chromebook than the one we use to do the broadcast, and or old Windows 10 tablet, the RCA detachable keyboard one that we have, and or figure out something else. Anyway, no, the t-shirt does not have pockets on it. Very few t-shirts that I find will have pockets on them, just because I don't have need for them. And actually, most shirts that I buy, I ask vendors if they can make them for me in a polo shirt, because I don't like t-shirts. I am wearing a blue t-shirt this morning, but normally in life, I don't like wearing t-shirts. I usually wear polo shirts. So that's just me. But, and like I said, I just don't see pockets on t-shirts at most of the places that I go to look for them. You can order them, I'm sure. But usually in the case of the Trump print, it's such a large print that it would probably split over a pocket and make it harder to wear it. Can you hear me, Randy?
I can hear you honky-dory fine.
Okay, well, we've decided that we're going to, at some point, probably terminate the Android 11 tablet from Boogie with the Bull, and that means that you'll get some kind of a promotion and some kind of a raise, like when things happen. You still have to bring your own coffee and pastries to a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, because unfortunately, all of our vendors that serve Boogie with the Bull, except for one, I think, only ship to Pennsylvania, and it's a lot more than $5.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that the pastries made in Florida are a lot better health-wise, because you have all those old fogies out there living their lifespan outward. But here in Lancaster County, let me tell you what, you want pastries, you got to go to a farmer's market or a farmer's stand and go to the Amish or the Mennonites or the Dunkards or the Quakers. I'll tell you what, Bubba, they make pastries that'll give you a heart attack at the first bite you take into it. I'm telling you what, they are sweet, they are gummy, they are yummy, they are squeezy. Oh my God, that makes you have a don't say it.
You said
let's go blacklist.
No. I was hoping I'd get back before you finish speaking there. We were at a craft fair. We were at a craft fair yesterday because my wife had her crochet booth with my daughter-in-law and her, and unfortunately her daughter-in-law couldn't be there yesterday. And I bought this cup, this mug. It's red, white, and blue, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but in the top here, I noticed that there is what looks like a George Washington type uniform, and without a head, and it's pointing to what looks like a little black opening, like a vortex or something.
Right.
And I'm wondering if you can do his genealogy and find out who he is. Because if he's a Democrat, I definitely don't want to drink from the cup. But he's wearing blue, so he must be a Republican. No, I mean, he's wearing blue.
If you're a Democrat, wearing red means you're a Republican.
Well, back then in the Revolutionary War, the British.
Yes, you're right. There were some colonial soldiers who wore uniforms very similar to the lobster backs, the red coats, to the English. Because what happened, I forget who they were, but there's a major battle, all hell's breaking loose, and here comes the colonials' reinforcements, but they're dressed in uniforms very similar to the redcoats.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what happened. The colonials saw these guys coming at them from behind, so they swing around, they start shooting them until they realize that, hey, these are the good guys. So that's when Washington realized she had to standardize the uniforms among the soldiers, and things started getting better that way. But yeah, so I was doing some research for my genealogy, and I came across this video that was blacked out. It was Gorka posted it on Instagram, and Instagram had blacked out the video. So, you know, I'm going to have to look, see what's blacked out, right?
Yeah.
And I want to tell you what, it left me stuttering for a while. A guy who was obviously a Trump supporter, a conservative, who felt that enough wasn't being done. And that so the day that Trump's in the courtroom doing his thing to defend himself against fake charges, this guy puts himself on fire in front of the courthouse. And I don't know what he used to douse himself with, but it wasn't going out.
They said about an hour, I think, after it happened, they scrambled a press conference and said that it appeared to be some kind of cleaning solution that they didn't say this, but I'm assuming did a very good job on cleaning him.
And it did. I mean, I first off, I would never even think about going out that way. Okay? But to have the mindset that you're going to go there today and you're going to put yourself on fire. Now, obviously, I'm thinking he wasn't expecting to survive the experience, which he at this point has. But he's standing there. I don't know if you saw the video, but and if you want me to stop, I'll stop. But he's standing there on fire. I mean, and whatever's behind him, that they spray squirted out, whatever. There's flames behind him, but he's standing there, steadfast, like at attention, on fire, not making a sound. It seemed like about a minute and a half, and people are just yelling and screaming, got the damn cameras out, not going there to try to help this guy. Finally, you know, he collapses and he starts to scream a little bit, and he's kind of like flailing like this, and you see a big hunk of his skin go flying off. Now the cops start showing up with fire extinguishers and blankets and stuff like that to try and put him out, which did not work. Okay. But the last I heard, he was alive. Obviously, who knows for how long. But what pushes a person to make that kind of a statement? You know?
Did he get his question answered on Boogie with the Bull that morning, or there wasn't one that morning for him to ask his question?
I don't know.
No, I know that's kind of rude.
But,
I had heard that he was alive, but I have to imagine that with
I don't
the
think
limited experience I have in that you probably wish you weren't. I also hope that he didn't try to beat Rob Reiner, who is threatening all over X that if Trump is reelected, that he will set himself on fire too. You know, maybe it was just a scheduled test, and maybe Rob wasn't available to do the test. But I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I can joke about it, and we shouldn't joke about it. But I like you said, I don't understand what makes a person decide to do something like that. I mean, if you really are going to be unhappy when Donald Trump moves back into the Oval Office and the West Wing, then just leave. But be like everybody else who said that they were going to leave and still be here. Because, you know, all the people that I read that are saying they're going to leave if he's reelected were the same people who said they were going to leave if he got elected, and they're all still here. So
the guy did die.
Okay.
Thank God. I can't begin to imagine living with the amount of burns on his skin.
But, from what I understand, they put you in, usually it's like an ice bath because they know that your skin is going to, either come off or they're going to have to just remove so much of it to get it down to where it will, grow again. But it's not, I don't, it's definitely one of those things you want to say, hey, kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah. Yes, please. Kids, don't try this at home. So apparently he just, he wasn't protesting the Trump court scenario. He had pamphlets, whatever the pamphlets, addressed. I have no idea.
I believe he was some kind of conservative, controversial theorist, kind of sort of like we were, but I have yet to read or see the pamphlet.
Oh, it's gasoline. He used gasoline.
Oh, okay. Well, that will clean you up pretty good.
That would certainly do the work, yeah. But I've seen idiots, mostly females, and please don't take offense, ladies, but I guess it was during the time where there's a shortage on fuel and the price was going up. Anyways, so this video of this lady, she fills up her gas tank. Then in her trunk, she has what appears to be trash bags. And she's putting gasoline inside his trash bags and then tying the bag up and leaving them in her back of her trunk. And I'm thinking to myself, what a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
I would love to follow her home to see if those bags of gasoline made it there safely. But I don't know. Some people just don't have the brains they're born with. So Trump is fighting yet another, false accusations about having sex with a woman, which she, in a letter to the public, said never happened. Never happened. But yet they're still trying to charge him, saying yes, it did. Folks, between now and November, we're at what? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 7 months, right? In 7 months, our country ends as we know it. I'm sorry. Call me Johnny Sad Sacks or whatever, but it ain't gonna get. It ain't gonna get through. It's not going to.
If the Supreme Court grants him immunity on this, then I believe hopefully it all ends and he just comes back to Womp Dog eating. But I also heard an interesting thing over the weekend. I forget the guy's name, but some supposedly well-known controversial theorist said that it looks like Joe Biden will go into the Democrat National Convention with enough delegates to get the nomination. But then on June 13th, about a month later, for some unknown reason, he is going to step down. And guy said, of course, he couldn't cite the reasons as to why he was going to step down. Also put a copyrighted notice on his broadcast that you can't put it anywhere without permission, or else I would have put it all over everywhere. But says that evidently they have decided that they want Gavin Newsom to run. Whether or not they think he can beat Trump, I don't know, but they want Gavin Newsom to run. And I don't see any reason that, or any way really, that Gavin can defeat Trump. And he's going to have to, at any debate, spend so much time explaining what his stand is on everything, that Trump's basically going to just sit there and really not have anything to say, or really need to say anything, because Newsom will just prove how unqualified for the job he is.
I know. I know I keep asking this question to my family, to my relatives, to my enemies, to my people on Facebook. What, David, Gavin Newsom is running a state on extremely high taxes, open sanctuary, looking to give millions of dollars away to black folks because they may have had slaves in their.
Yep. Did you turn your mic off? Your mic muted, Randy. I didn't mute your mic.
Someone doesn't like what I'm having to say.
It wasn't me.
So,
but you were saying.
So he's raising taxes. He's got, I hate to say it, bums living in the streets, defecating in the streets, in front of restaurants, in front of people having dinner. But these people, and I'm sorry, these people don't keep reelecting him. His way of stealing the votes keeps him getting reelected and winning the challenges against him staying in office. But I can't begin to imagine, at least I hope not, that our country would be willing to vote in Gavin Newsom as the next president of the United States, knowing he's going to make this a sanctuary country, knowing he's going to raise taxes out the gizmo, knowing that he's going to make everyone drive these battery-operated bullshit vehicles and planes and stuff, and on the list I can go. I would hope that does not happen, but you know what? I think our nation is at a point where it has to be punished for everything that we've done over the past 30 to 50 years. And I hate to say it, but I think God's judgment is about to come against our nation and against our people. That's my personal belief.
Okay. I don't see that God is just going to decide he's going to take out the United States. If anything, he's going to just take out the world, because Israel has been here a lot longer than the United States has, and Israel has a direct connection to God. So I don't, I'm still not agreeing that this is going to be Armageddon. And I know that upsets my Christian friends because they read the Bible and they tell me every version or every verse of the Bible that says this. Shut up, Dave. This is going to happen. I just don't see it, because I always throw the question back at them. He told you he would be back in the future, and it's been 2024 years, and a lot of crap has happened, and he hasn't come back.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I was raised a Christian.
Not that he won't come back, but
I was raised a Christian. I was raised believing in the Bible, and I actually subscribe to biblical archaeology. So, and I've done that because that is one way of proving the authenticity of what's written in the Bible. Because what's written in the Bible eventually is found, buried somewhere beneath layers and layers and layers of dirt. Because as an invading army destroys its enemy and wipes out the buildings and the towns and cities, they then build their stuff on top of that. I mean, there's some areas in this world where there's cities upon cities upon cities, built on top of each other. You can actually keep digging down. You'll keep going to the various layers of time immortal. So I believe the Bible is true in its content. But it's like you just said, what in the name of God, what in the name of God is it going to take to get him to say enough is enough? I'm going to push the red button on my desk and I'm going to bring it to a pause, at least a pause, if not to the, to his destruction. Let me look at Russia. Okay. I was just going to, and again, folks, I'm not going to spend $5 a month to watch Newsmax, which I think is a conservative newsreel, when it used to be free. And then they decided because they had to fight against another competitor, and they had to force people to start paying them so they make money. But so unfortunately, a lot of my news that I read tends to be slanted, at least I think it is, to the left. So the news about Ukraine and Russia, I never really find truth and reality with that. But Ukraine should have never got any more money from us. Okay, Israel, yes. Taiwan, absolutely. Ukraine, no. Wash it off. Okay, right now, as I was saying, Putin has to be getting to a point where he's going to push his red button, because the Ukrainians are using some old school technology. They're using some new school technology. I hate to say it, they're kicking ass. I mean, they destroyed almost the entire Northern Fleet. They just destroyed or caused severe damage to a battleship that actually survived 2 wars. They're destroying the military installations. They're actually hitting inside the cities. Yeah, I mean, not to the extent that Russia has destroyed the cities of Ukraine, but just the fact that Ukraine are getting these good punches. It's sort of like a boxing match, right? So you got your boxer who's won the last 10 rounds, and he's built like Snow, right? And you got this little ass guy who's skinny as all get out, and he hasn't won shit, and he's getting in some good punches because the guy's so overconfident that he thinks he's going to win this battle. And eventually Ukraine's going to, boom, knock out the competitor, and that's going to be Putin. So I hate to say it, folks. I think Putin's going to start doing some nukes just to bring it to an end, because he is losing a lot of men. He's losing a lot of armor. He's losing his Navy, his Air Force. The only thing he's managed to do is destroy city after city, which eventually, if he wins, he'll have to spend money to rebuild. Okay. But I hate to say it, I think Ukraine's going to be the winner of this conflict unless Russia uses their nukes.
You don't think if Russia uses their nukes that someone else is going to use their nukes?
No, right now I don't see any other nation having a need or a concern to use our nukes, because first off, Russia and the war is contained to Ukrainian country, land, with a little bit filtering into Russia's surrounding boundaries. I know Russia just laid claim to several thousand miles of territory. I can't remember the name if I could.
I think they took back Crimea.
Was that, but there also was another area that they took control of, and they're calling it they're calling it a sanitary area. It's a city that they blew away. There's nothing left of it. Ukrainian soldiers and people left it. So Putin is bringing his soldiers into the city to take control, at least that land. But and then you had the idiots, and I actually posted about this on Facebook, and they flagged me. So I had to either take the punishment or delete my comment. So I deleted the comment.
Take the punishment.
But the friggin' Democrats are in Congress flipping Ukrainian flags, and they had these people with handfuls of flags handing them out to people who were accepting them, and they're in their dancing around with the damn Ukrainian flags. Come on.
Well, you got Biden who's wearing his United States flag with a Ukrainian flag. He's wearing a tie that has the Ukrainian colors on it, green and blue. It doesn't make any sense to me. And how the Republican House, who said that they were going to make sure that we started reining in the money going to Ukraine, if not stopping it, just kind of seems to have bent over and said, we'll send as much as you want.
See, that's why Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to impeach the new Speaker of the House guy, because he made promises, and that's how he got selected. And now he's not adhering to the promises he made to get to his position. So she's trying to do what she can to get his ass out of that seat. And I can't blame her for that. I really can't.
People seem to be saying behind the scenes again that maybe she stands a chance on if they decided to remove him and run another person, that she could stand a chance of becoming speaker. I don't know either way. I haven't really paid close enough attention to her. It's a lot different between running around the House side of the Capitol building and saying, I'm anti this, I'm anti that, I'm in favor of this, I'm in favor of that, and being the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, see, I don't want her to become Speaker of the House, because she has enough of a mouth to speak out loudly and with the disrespect to the left. But if she becomes Speaker of the House, she can't act and do the same thing. She has to reel herself in and be more, sophisticated, flat face, and she just sits there and listens and, maintains a quorum. So I don't see her winning that position, because she will not be able to act the way she does.
I would think the Democrats don't want her, because God forbid Gavin Newsom or some Democrat and Democrat vice president get elected, and something happens to Gavin and something happens to the vice president, she could become president. And the Democrats most certainly wouldn't want that. Especially if they had, it wouldn't do us any good if they had both the House and the Senate. It wouldn't do us any good, because they just own the place, and the Republicans, but in some cases, might as well go home. But I don't know. I don't think that's gonna. I don't know what's going to happen in the congressional races. I still think that the road to correcting the economy is not continuing the Biden administration. It's bringing Donald Trump back, who has the experience of running a global organization and making a profit, and understanding that our spending is way out of control and we have to rein it in. And I still think that Warren Buffett had the best way to get the House and Senate to deal with inflation, that anytime it goes over 3%, they don't get paid until they drop it back down to 3%. But I also think that a good part of our inflation is the fact that there are 100 people in the House, in the Senate, and and they're all making $174,000 a year, and there's many more, like 530 some odd people in the House making $174,000 a year, plus those that are in leadership positions getting a little bit more. That's a good amount of our inflation right there.
while you were talking, I was going through the news here, and now Letitia James lady, someone needs to reel her ass in.
No,
So,
she's a very smart lady. People may
so
not like people. I like her, and I've watched her for a long time. People may not like the way she presents something, but if you listen to her, I'll go as far as saying 98% of what she reports is spot on. It's just people may not like the way she gets fired up and presents.
well, you know,
presents it.
he's in the court right now fighting false claims, and a couple blocks down, she is attempting to overrule the insurance company that put up the money for Trump's supposed overevaluation of his properties. She's stating that the company does not have enough liquid assets to pay the 175, that they only had like 138 million, not the 175 required. So she's trying to, while he's up there fighting for his damn life, she's down there looking to seize all his damn properties in New York, trying to find ways to whittle around the money situation.
Are you talking about? Well, wait a minute. You're talking about Letitia James. You're not talking about.
James, yeah.
You're not okay. You said Letitia Hughes, who, if you ever watch her on Facebook, is a very smart young lady who worked her way up from down to the bottom where maybe nobody knew her to where everybody watched her to becoming a very smart lady who does a very conservative newscast. So when you said instead of James, I was going, no. There's something wrong. There's something wrong here.
I meant Letitia. But
if you only have to have, what is it, 10% to put down on the bail bond, and the bail is $500,000, then you only have to have, $500 million. Then the bail is only what?
Well, with the okay, so if you look, it's $450 million. So
10% would be $43.5 million.
Right, it would be like $4,500,000.
Yeah. So what is she waiting? So what is she wasting? What is she wasting her time on?
Again, they're trying to find whatever the hell is going to finally stick, and once they find that, they're going to dig in.
Well, I would tend to say that even if the state of New York did an assets check of that insurance company and saw that they only had 135 million and they needed 175 million, and they said, okay, then it's on them anyway. Because realistically, they're going to, you ask for bail assuming that somebody is going to leave and go away. And he's not going to do that. He's not going to leave the United States and go somewhere where he is not, where he can't be extradited. He's not going to do that. His battle is here in the United States for the United States people. So he's going to do that. The courts, I believe all the way up to the Supreme Court, have said if you find something and you stick it against him, it's not going to be enough that he can't run, even if he's sitting in a jail cell somewhere, and it's going to be a suite and it's going to cost you a fortune to support him while he's there. He can still be the president. And so to me, the whole thing just needs to go. It got a little personal to the point where when a judge said to him, you can't go to the Supreme Court hearing of your immunity case because I'm ordering you stay here. If I was the attorney general, I'd have that judge in my office going, wait a minute, district attorney, attorney general, district attorney, judges, attorney general of a state, where do you come off saying that you are going to tell him he can't go to a higher court hearing than yours? You can't do that. Also, with the graduation thing, that to me again was just another example of they thought they could get him so that he would be tied up and he wouldn't be able to go to anywhere. And from what I understand, he didn't go. He didn't go to his son's graduation. And I got to tell you that when this is all said and done, if it was me, I would make sure that judge is just disbarred. Go away. Not because you kept me from going to my son's graduation. You just broke the law. Period.
Yeah.
Your daughter worked for the other side, the side that's trying to convict me of all these crimes. That colors you. You should have been removed. You didn't want to be removed. You're trying to make it. The only way you would make a name would be if you convict me of something that it doesn't look like you're going to convict me of anyway. And I'm sure the judge superior to you is probably going to bury you on hearing parking cases in traffic court on the night shift. It's just the whole thing has just gotten to a point where it's time to just give these people 7 months to hang themselves. And I don't mean physically, but you're not going to be a judge any longer. You could end up in jail. You're not going to get your judge pension. You're not going to be able to run for judge again. You're not going to be able to be a lawyer again anywhere in the United States. If you find out enough about you, maybe you'll be deported.
The sad thing is, let's say I'm wrong, and to be honest with you, I hope I'm wrong. But let's say I'm wrong, and somehow Trump becomes the president of the United States. His 4 years is going to be spent in revenge, because he's going to want revenge against as many people as he can.
Some of it's going
repairing the country.
I don't know but if he can walk the fine line between revenge because it happened to me and I'm pissed off, it should never have happened, to reforming the justice system in the United States to make sure that it never happens to any American again, then he's partially done part of his job as president. And I'm sorry that I would have to say, if a judge who was tainted refused to step down from a case that was BS anyway, and even said, I'm going to convict you I'm going to convict you regardless of what the case shows anyway. Because if the case and a jury says you're innocent and the judge says, no, you're guilty, and I'm going to smack you guilty, that judge had no business being there.
Right. Look every court situation that Trump found himself in, he's being held in a freaking Democrat-controlled city, and the judges and the DAs and the lawyers and the witnesses are all tainted. And you have to fight past that just to prove yourself that you're innocent. There was one of the jurors, and I just caught a glimpse of the headline, but one of the jurors got removed because of something. I can't remember what the problem was with her. Did you see something about her, about the juror?
I heard about it, but I didn't hear exactly why. Honestly, I didn't. But Craig brings up a good case as far as the bail goes. That if you put up the 10% for the bail bond, you probably are not likely to ever see that money back.
No, they'll find some reason.
And if you put up the whole thing, which is what I think he was trying to do, you get it back. And not only do you get it back with a pretty decent interest rate for for putting it up. And, if you had to walk into the state of New York and say, you sued me, I had to put up $500 million. I had to put up $500 million so you could sue me. I put up that $500 million. Now you owe me the whole billion, maybe $1.5 billion, and I want it now. That's going to hurt the state of New York.
Yeah.
And I hope, unfortunately, it's going to hurt the state of New York. And this whole thing with Gavin Newsom, like you said, and him giving reparations and having incredibly high taxes in the state of California so that he can do that, that's kind of BS. I mean, I can remember growing up in California in the late 70s, 80s. I left in 89. So from like sixth grade, which was like 76 to sixth grade was a little earlier than that, but like sixth grade through college, and then 89 I moved back. And it was a Republican state. It wasn't always a solid Republican one candidate state. If there was more than one Republican running, it could swing either way. But it was a Republican state. Even when we had Democrat governors, it was still a Republican state. Silicon Valley, as I call it, was not squished Democrat, controlled by now the world's wealthiest man, Mark Zuckerberg. And I don't understand. There are people that have more money than Zuckerberg. So why is Facebook running all these videos telling us that Mark Zuckerberg is the wealthiest man in the world with $187 billion in assets?
I think that there's probably others who are wealthier, but they're probably not reporting their money for obvious reasons.
With what do you call it? Elon Musk, it shifts every day. He loses money because his Tesla stock is down. Then he makes a lot of money and his Tesla stock is back up.
Well, you figure he has a shitload of money wrapped up in his electric vehicles, plus his rocket ships, and the dream of building the city on Mars. I think it is. Yeah. But those are fluctuating markets, especially when you have a good portion of the government fighting the whole electric car scenario, and then you have the cost involved of building, selling the car, the problem with China, selling you the batteries. You got the people who are fighting because the children are, bears, wearing shorts and a t-shirt, digging up this damn powder stuff for the batteries.
They need to
but
change.
Also,
they need to change that. Plus, if you read some of the articles, it's like you need an incredible amount of this lithium and an incredible amount of that. And we could mine a much smaller amount here in the United States for copper ore and something else, and make the battery for a hell of a lot less. And I don't understand why we don't.
You would think with the money he has that he would be able to corner the market on every aspect of that vehicle, own it and control it. And that way, you don't have to worry about China. You don't have to worry about the kiddies, coming down sick with cancer when they're 7 years old, stuff like that. But you've got a control of where the chemicals are coming from, building it, which has to eventually wind up making the vehicle a lot less expensive, so that more family-oriented people can actually buy the vehicle. But you also have the infrastructure problem. You don't have enough fueling stations across the country for folks to be able to refuel their electric vehicles. So you're limiting where people can drive. You
bring down the cost of the charger in your house, and I'm still on the line that I don't know if I would want one charging in my garage. The only one I saw that might convince me that I would do it is that a guy built his house on stilts, so he had a garage underneath, and it was reinforced concrete holding the foundation. That was the foundation of the house, and that's about the only thing that saved his house when his Tesla just spontaneously combusted in his garage.
Yeah, I mean, you have that issue. I mean, look at the houses who use natural gas, for heat. Every now and then you see a house, house or two blow up because there's a leak somewhere. I'm sorry, I'm old fashioned. I don't want that kind of stuff. It's like, but here in Lancaster County, the townships, the counties are going around telling the people that we're going to be replacing, your the way we track your usage of water and electricity, and you have to have these devices installed, and we have to dig up your lawn so we can replace the pipes with new stuff.
They're going to count raindrops. They're going to give you a bucket that counts raindrops, and that would hurt my sister. My sister owns 40 acres on top of the land, on top of a mountain, way up in Northern California, and they collect rainwater. And there are natural springs under her property that are shared with her fellow home and property owners on the mountain. But this taxing rainwater is got to stop. I mean, and even if it leads to the end of the municipal water supply and the municipal water service, hey, people are getting water and they're getting it for the right way. They're getting, I don't know what everybody's paying. I don't care what everybody's paying, but you know what? No.
You would think that allowing people to use rainwater to do their laundry, to drink, maybe to cook with, would take some strain off of the county's water system and free up more water for uses somewhere else. I mean, God, those California should use it.
But you got to figure also that those municipal water supplies have to be collected at themselves somewhere. Even though they got reservoirs all over the place, they got to be collected at somewhere.
Our government is just so gung-ho to prevent us from living life the way our forefathers did.
Yeah.
That is why they're attacking the Amish and the Mennonites in my township, making them pay taxes for things they don't use, and forcing them to go to court and use money that they shouldn't have to need to worry about to fight the cases.
Yeah, just like the guy that's not with us, but we still refer to him in his broadcast. Property tax. Why the hell do you pay property tax? I was in the shower thinking about this the other day because I was saying to myself, what happens if we hit that $500 million or $750 million or even $1 billion lottery the next time? Because eventually it's going to happen. All of us are going to hit it. So, property tax. You buy a piece of property. You own that piece of property. Property tax is a use tax. Granted, it supports things in the community that you may use for your property, but you're being taxed on something you own. Just like excise tax is a car tax that goes to pay roads and whatever, I know here in Florida where we don't have an income tax, and that's a great thing. But then again, that gentleman and others have said, well, no, they got to make it up other ways. Our sales tax is high, our gas tax is high, our this is high, our that is high.
I can never understand property taxes because if our school, this is so many dual conversations. School tax. So you own a house and you have to pay school tax. People who rent don't pay the school tax. The landlord does.
Right.
But at some point, your children are going to graduate from high school. At that point, your obligation to school tax should end because you're no longer taking advantage of the newer school, the new gymnasium, the pretty new football uniforms, or whatever. Okay, your kids are gone. Now you're paying for someone else's kids. That's bullshit. The school tax should end. But at the same time, I look at Lancaster City. Lancaster City has a budget to take care of their infra system, okay? But every freaking year, they'll go through and find some reason why they have to dig up the damn streets to put something down, replace something, whatever. And they dig it up, they do their work, and then they plow it over, and they lay down pretty new asphalt, and make it all nice and pretty with new white lines, yellow lines, orange lines, whatever. But then next year, they come back and they do the damn same thing. The reason why is that Lancaster County commissioners have built into the system that if we give you $100 million for infrastructure stuff, and you only spend $90 million this year, well, guess what? Next year, you're only getting $90 million because you didn't spend $100 million that we budgeted you for. So it's forcing the city to spend money somewhere where they really don't have to.
Well, if they gave you $100 million and you only spent 90, and that $100 million can only be spent on the roads, in theory, don't you have $10 million in the bank that you didn't spend? Or wasn't it? I mean, I'm sure you spent it. It just wasn't allocated to building roads.
No, the money is given to the county, to the city, and to the county to use for infrastructure. For infrastructure repairs. Yeah. But if they only spend $90 million, that means they got $10 million to the good. And at the end of the year, that's not what the powers be want to see. So then the following year, they only give the city $90 million because they proved themselves worthy that they could do the exact same thing they have to do with $90 million as opposed to $100 million. So it's forcing our city to spend $100 million when it doesn't really need to spend $100 million.
But then don't bean counters on both sides have the responsibility of going before the city council and saying, you have given us $100 million for roads each year for the last 50 years of Lancaster City. And we've only spent 90. And 1 year we spent 80, and 1 year we spent 60. 1 year we spent 95. So you had to give us an extra $5 million to cover it. Shouldn't they be able to see that influx to where if they allocate $100 million and you take less than the $100 million, they give you less than the $100 million aside from enough cushion to bring you up to cover whatever you needed, then maybe their budgeting process is wrong and they need to lower the tax rate that they collect so that they can only give you 90. I mean,
right.
I'm not trying to play devil's advocate and say every tax is fair and justified, but also it would be in budgeting. When I was in business, we budgeted, I don't know, $30,000. I'm just going to take it out of my head, $30,000 a month for gas. We didn't have anything near that, but we allocated $30,000 for gas. And if we were only spending $22,500 for gas, I might say to the CFO, okay, we were giving them 30, they're only spending 22.5. Let's promise them 27 and see if it's okay. And then if that's where it is, we keep giving them 27 and we keep that $3 million in the bank and take something away from, try to lower something else rather than our government who just says it's $70 trillion we want for Ukraine today, and then says tomorrow we want $96 trillion because the only way we're going to get this passed is if we give some to Israel and we give the bulk of it to Ukraine. I mean, to me, that shouldn't happen anymore. If money needs to go to Ukraine, then they should go up to the Hill and talk to both the House and the Senate and say, this is how much we need to give to Ukraine. And the only thing that should be on this bill is the money we're going to give to Ukraine. And then a separate bill within the budget says how much we're going to give to Israel and why we're going to give it to Israel. Because as far as I'm concerned, I think we need to be giving Israel the $65 trillion that we promised Ukraine and whatever was divided up with Israel and everybody else. No, that $65 trillion should have gone to Israel, because in the end, it's going to be Israel that helps us, not Ukraine.
I would have to think, and I would hope that all this money and munitions that we're given to Ukraine is going to, in the end, should they win, which I don't think they will, but should they win this war, that they're going to owe us big time. They're going to have to turn around and kiss our asses.
You know what? I doubt it. If you look at it, and no one's saying anything yet, but that's my biggest fear, is that under the Biden regime, giving these people all this money, there's no I bet Trump's going to sit down on his first day in office and call up Zelensky and go, you owe us $1,000 trillion. And we're not giving, and we, you got to start paying us back.
Yeah, that would not be cool.
But it's not going to happen. I mean, Biden should be nailed for all the money that I'm sure he's getting off the top.
I mean, I love you to death, Dave, and I appreciate your good vibes for Trump winning the election, but I don't see it happening. But let's say he does. Okay. He should go to Ukraine and say, okay, we gave you $1 trillion to fight the good war. You won it. Now pay back. Okay. And if you can't pay it back, we're taking control of your nation. We're going to make it the United States 2.0. What do you think? Pretty cool idea?
To a point, because when Trump says to China, you owe us, in deficit and trade tariffs or whatever that you never paid, and this and that you never paid us, you owe us $500 trillion. We're going to take control of China. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think with China, because China has too many people that we have to support. At some point, all those cities, towns, villages, whatever that got wiped out have to get rebuilt. Okay, who's going to foot the bill for that? Who's going to have?
To me, I bet you 10 times that 10 times that 65 trillion that just went to Ukraine is probably sitting on the pallets that it got shipped there in, doing nothing. And maybe that's the reason, so that when it's all said and done, and Putin may say, yeah, I'm just going to go home. It's just not going to happen anymore. It's like, I'm just going to go home and resolve it. It's not going to happen. There's more important things I need to do. And we say, now, how are you going to run that country? How are you going to support yourselves? It can't just be that we're going to start supporting you now, because we can't afford to support them now. We can't afford to support us now.
He's going to want,
we're not if he wins, take care of our own.
If he wins the war, he's going to need money and support to rebuild his country. And he's going to come back and say to the United States, okay, now you got to help me pay to rebuild all these buildings that were destroyed. I'm sorry. I think the winner of the battle should be the ones who suck up the bill,
They should be. Well, right. I'm just saying that it shouldn't be. Right. I'm just saying that we should help them to a point, but not to a point where it starts hurting us. And it's hurting us because we're not doing anything. Because at the end of the Ukraine war, when it's done, if it's done when Trump becomes president, we've got the expense of what are we going to do with these 40 or 50 million people who thought they were going to vote for Biden and didn't, and don't have any legal right to be here, and then thought they were going to have a civil war against me and the United States military, which they're not going to have because they're just going to leave. They're just going to be, gathered up and deported. And I don't even know if I believe that either, because you listen to Mayorkas and he's acting like, I got no idea where those people are. You're just not going to find them. They're here. But I don't believe that. I just, that's what he's going to say. I have no idea where those 50 million people are. We just brought them in here and let them go.
Hey, look at England. I mean, England has all the no-go zones where the English citizens and the police and even the military, to a certain degree, are afraid to go into parts of England because the Muslims have developed they
just brought Sharia law over, and it doesn't recognize us.
And they have their weapons that they have hidden, to fight back. But anyways,
I know I pulled you and kept you a little later than we were supposed to because we went late.
That's fine. At least we got the audio problem fixed up, so you can have it ready for next time. But it was good being here. I got some things I got to get done, and you take care.
All right. You want to do it, or you want me to do it?
I have gout in both my feet, so I can't parachute. I can't land on my feet.
All right, Randy. Always a pleasure. We'll see you Wednesday morning.
Yep. See ya.
All right. Roads from all roads lead to home, and on the road to Dixie, Studio 6. He's coming up with a whole bunch of things. So watch the Randy Rhodes channel on Facebook. I like calling people's profiles their own channels rather than calling them profiles. So watch the Randy Rhodes channel here on Facebook. Become his friend, and you'll hear about what he's doing every day. And I would say I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you're in the north, and he was court-martialed in the north, and you're in the south, and he was court-martialed in the south, and you want him to do your genealogy, this is just me. He's the best one on Facebook. He's the only one on Facebook I know talking about it. I'm sure he's not the only one doing genealogy on Facebook, but, if you want it, talk to him. In as little as 15 minutes, he can go back and find 5 generations, and that will convince you to help him. That will convince you to have him, not help him. That will convince you to have him continue to do your genealogy. It's monthly that you pay. It's the least that anyone else charges that I know of. So just, talk to him. I mean, if he's not the right guy, then he's not the right guy. But if he's the right guy and you really want to get it done, talk to him. And hopefully he can help you. And if you can see the red patch on the top of my head right above here, if you go out in 89-degree weather, even if you're sitting in a tent at a craft show, slather that sun block on the top of your head, FPS, whatever it is, SPF 666 on the top of your head, and or wear a hat. So this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you that if you have a hat, a ball cap for your business that has the name of your business on it, and you want some promotion here on Boogie with the Bull, and you want some promotion out in the real world, send me the hat. Contact me, and I'll give you an address that you can send me the hat. And or send me the hat and we'll give it away to plug your business on the broadcast. But if you send me one, I will wear one. And that's all I will say. And if you don't, well, then I can't help you. But I got to get some ball caps. I can never seem to find one I like every time I go out and look. Brock Maddox says public school is an indoctrination camp. It's a money laundering scheme. Yep, that is Brock, and we have talked with Bill Muckler of the Bill Muckler Show, who wrote the 2020 books, 2020, A Clear Vision for America, 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. Both are available at 2020americabook.com, 2020americabook.com, $25 for the hardbound set. Personally signed by Bill Muckler himself. And I believe Bill is supposed to be back doing his weekly show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. So he's probably doing it right now. So after today's Boogie with the Bull broadcast, go watch the Bill Muckler Show on the Bill Muckler Facebook channel and in the Bill Muckler Show group here on Facebook, and take those broadcasts and share them all over Facebook, everywhere you can on Facebook. Want to share it? Go to thenextgen.com. I think it changed. thenextgen.com. thenexgen.com, thenextgen.com, and take it and share it from there to anywhere off of Facebook that you want to share it. And if you can embed it on a social media network on a post, that's even better, because that means that people can watch it every single day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. here on Facebook. Bill joins us a lot on Fridays for the Red Friday edition. Remember, everyone deployed Friday edition of Boogie with the Bull Morning Caffeine, and hopefully he will be back with us this Friday. Jen would have had a special assignment that came up at the last minute and could not be with us, and hopefully we will get Keith Primble upstairs in his studio and get him on, and hopefully get him on as a regular, either on Morning Caffeine Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern here on Facebook. We did have a delay this morning. If you saw the original, might have got a little graphic, so I believe it has been destroyed from Facebook and replaced by this one. Live radio, as I call it. You'll get to watch radio when you watch Boogie with the Bull broadcast, so every once in a while you get to see a human freak out because he doesn't know what to do. It's not like the old radio station days where I could just hit a turntable and play some music, or hit a tape and play some music, or just look at an engineer and go, I'm out of here, just have the news go and do something. But I enjoy doing it. I'm glad that you watched. Danny Campbell, who has watched more Boogie with the Bull broadcast than anybody else in the about 5-year history of Boogie with the Bull, was watching. Justin Hart, my buddy, watched. Robin Brunson, who suggests, if you want the best coffee company on Facebook, Fat Cup Coffee Company. Fat Cup Coffee Company. Here on Facebook, go to the Fat Cup Coffee Company Facebook page. They will take you over to fatcupcoffee.com. And from there, you can order your favorite roasts, some flavors. You can get them ground. You can get them in whole beans. I believe you can get some in K-Cups. Whatever you need, you will be able to get. And Robin says, good morning. She is on her lunch break, and we're just about ready to end and launch our lunch break. Delilah and Lola said they wanted to eat a little later this morning. So we're all going to eat breakfast for lunch fairly quickly. They wanted to sleep in this morning, so they did. I haven't slept well the last couple of nights, in the sense that I just have had broken sleep. I'm up every couple of hours. So maybe it's the weather. Last night it rained off and on, I think. And today it's beautiful outside here in Fleming Island, Florida. It is 66 degrees outside under partly cloudy skies here in beautiful Fleming Island, Florida. I hope it's equally as nice where you are. Go out and enjoy the day if it is. And that's about all I have to say. Dave, have you ordered any Fat Cup coffee yet? I have not, Robin. I probably will in a few days when we put the budgets ready for the month of May. I probably will. And other than that, This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you you have been watching Boogie with the Bull Monday Morning Caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company, who urges you to watch all the Boogie with the Bull broadcasts Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and rarely on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. Tuesday night and 7 p.m. Thursday night. And not sure what's going to happen with 7 p.m. tomorrow night. We have a couple of different ideas, and we were floating things and trying to check things and get things ready on a couple of different levels, and we haven't quite gotten there yet. So tomorrow night's 7 p.m. may be a general open topics broadcast, political and more. And Thursday will be a general open discussion, political and more. And then on Tuesday the 30th, we may do a second trafficked people who have either escaped or I don't know. Well, I guess escaped, because I guess you don't just escape, but there are others who wanted to come on and tell their story. So we will probably put something together again with Jen Woodruff moderating the panel, and Susan Accardo will join us. Hopefully Bonnie Johnson will be able to join us, and some others who have stories that they wanted the opportunity to tell. And tentatively, that is Tuesday, April 30th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're still working. I promise we will figure out a way to get Robert Little on to tell us about his life in Romania. And then once he came to the United States, his life here. I believe he has written 5 books that tell interesting stories of both his time in Romania and his time here in the United States. We just are having technical issues that we know of. If you want to be on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, you have to be on something that has Chrome on it. Doesn't matter if it's an iPhone, iPad, or an IBM Windows device. It has to have Chrome on it, so that when I send you a link, you open it up in Chrome and it brings you to StreamYard, our studio here, because StreamYard works in Chrome. That's just the way it is. I spend more time apologizing to people because that's the way it is than dealing with people who understand and can do it. So if you want to be on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, whether it's 10 a.m. Monday morning, 10 a.m. Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Friday morning, 10 a.m. Saturday morning, or Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m., you got to have Chrome on your device. You can do it with a cellular phone that has Chrome on it and a camera that will connect. The only problem with cell phones is that if you get a phone call during your time with us on Boogie with the Bull, you will get knocked off until you take care of the phone call and come back. That's just how it goes. We do the best we can with what we got, and I promise we will get you on. Jamie Wilson is the last person to log in. She is watching. Robert Brunson recommends Fat Cup Coffee Company. If you want a great coffee. And if you do go to the Fat Cup Coffee Company Facebook page or make your way over to the website, if you order and there is a place to put comments in, please tell them you heard about Fat Cup Coffee Company on Boogie with the Bull broadcasting. Tell them that you were watching a 10 a.m. morning caffeine, or Tuesday night, Thursday night live, or even a rare Saturday morning Boogie with the Bull at 10 a.m. Eastern. And hopefully another week or so, I will attempt to contact them again and see if they're interested in doing a sponsorship announcement. Sponsorship announcements work different than advertising. I'm not looking for your money so that you can see my smiling face, talk about your your company or your business. I'm looking for sponsorship announcements in the sense that you will get 4 sponsorship announcements, one every 15 minutes on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast that goes an hour and a half. And in exchange, we want something from your company that we can give away to the people who are watching. And that will bring them to your Facebook page, your website, and be able to start using you. And that's just the way we want to do it. We'll get people to watch Boogie with the Bull, and at the same time, we'll help you get some revenue out of Facebook and maybe out of YouTube. And maybe we'll get totally embarrassed to find out that you like Boogie with the Bull so much that if you have a business that people come to during the day, then that you're airing our broadcast from the YouTube channel, which would be wunderbar. But anyway, we were going to talk to them, and then I kind of had a step back and think about things. We got all of that straightened out, and we're going to be here as best as we can. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Saturdays at 10 a.m. most of the time. And like I said, Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. And just got to get it going again. Gina Scott, you are now the last person to have logged in. We started late this morning because we did launch at 10 o'clock. We had a technical issue with the Android 11 tablet. Decided that it just wanted to barf and not connect to the Wi-Fi on the appropriate network. And when we got that fixed, it was late. So we did start late. I don't mind showing technical gaffes. It does sometimes upset our chief technology officer, David Novar. But, sometimes it's just, proves that we're human, just like you. We appreciate you watching. So if we can entertain you a little with a technical gaffe here and there, then we will at no additional charge. Dave, have you ordered any? No, we haven't yet, Robin. And I promise that I will when I figure out the May budget. But anyway, like I said, sponsorship announcements where you have something that you can give us to give away on the broadcast to try to get more people to watch the broadcast is the way that I really want to do it. We are not here for your money. We're not here for your money. We're not here for your money. I can't say it enough times. Okay. We own everything involved in making a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. We pay for everything involved that we have to have in order to be able to do a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. And the only reason I have set it up that way and hope that it will remain that way is that advertisers think that they get a percentage of say in a broadcast because they're spending money. This is why we're not asking you to spend money. We're just asking you to give something that we can give away, or in even some cases donate away. But so if you're a coffee company, I like coffee, like it in the morning, and it would be great to give samples of different coffee companies on Facebook that people might enjoy. And Billy Harding is now the last person to watch up in beautiful Leominster, Massachusetts. And Billy Harding is what they call a black car operator or a livery business. That's the step up from the cab company. So if you are in the Leominster area and you need a reliable, very nice, very comfortable, very professionally driven livery car service, please contact me and I will make sure that I give you Billy's contact information. Or if you see Billy's profile picture, the Waltham police badge with the black strip for when an officer passes away, so that you know that's the right Billy Harding, not the William Harding that you see. That's the right Billy Harding. You can message Billy. And if you need a ride, say from Leominster to Logan Airport, you can talk to Billy and he'll give you a price, probably the best price available out in the Leominster area. Or if you need a ride into New Hampshire, I don't know if he goes up to Maine, but pretty much most of the livery people that I know, even though I've been retired for 15 years, most of the livery people I know will take you from their home state up to New Hampshire or into Maine on the other end. They will take you into Rhode Island or down into Connecticut. So if you're in that area and you need any kind of reliable transportation, even non-medical emergency transportation, you know, these people just want to help you get to where you need to get to. You can't always get a cab in your area, can't always get Uber or Lyft. And you just have to get somewhere. And I understand how difficult it can be to get around right now because everybody knows I stopped driving about a year and a half ago. I stopped driving because I don't agree with them all the time, but I understand that sometimes it's best if I'm not behind the wheel driving. And that makes it hard, makes it very hard to get to places where you need to be. You got to rely on family, or you have to get into dealing with a medical transportation service. And some of them are not nice people, but a lot of them are. But it's just hard when you can't just walk outside and jump in your car and get yourself anywhere you need to go. So if you're in the Leominster, Massachusetts area and you need a reliable livery or black car service, as they are called, to get you to where you need to go, please message me on Facebook Messenger, or message me on Facebook Messenger, or go to, like I said, the Billy Harding Facebook page. You'll see the profile picture of the Waltham police badge with the black strip, as an officer has passed away. So you know that you're on the right one. And talk to Billy. I'm sure he will take care of you. On the other side of it, if you're in Watertown, Massachusetts, get a hold of me, and I will set you up with my friend Billy Cassidy, who runs Cassidy Coach, and he will help you get around anywhere in Massachusetts, down as far into Connecticut, down into Rhode Island, into New Hampshire, and usually into Maine if you need to get up there too. That's the area that I serve. A lot of us all work together up there. So that's my plug for my buddies doing that business if you need that. And most of the time, like I said, I will give you a plug for your business, talk it up as best as I can. May not be in the area, but if it was something I would use, if I was, then I would do that too. And again, it's the same kind of trade. Send me a baseball cap if you got one, I'll wear it. Send me a t-shirt, I'll wear it. If you free up another t-shirt and a ball cap, we'll try to give it away and help you get your help support your business because I want to, not because I want to charge you money. I just want to get more people watching Boogie with the Bull. If we get more people watching Boogie with the Bull and we throw a sponsorship announcement in here or there, then maybe we can help you. And if I can't, then we'll shut up and say it's time to end it. We are going to end it at 12 noon because that's an hour and a half today, and that makes up for the technical gaffe that we had today. This will be the last thing. I am still kind of torn on what I want to do for replacing this Chromebook. It still seems to have some life in it. I think I found a local business that will be able to go through and please don't get mad at me when I use this word, give it the rock hard solid douching that it needs. And I'll leave it at that and get everything out of it that doesn't need to be in there. We'll get a little bit more life out of it if we do that, and either replace it with another Chromebook. I really don't want to do the HP all-in-one that I talked about. I just don't really want to do it. It's a bigger screen, but I don't really need that for the broadcast. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do in that regard. I do want to keep Chromebooks and Android tablets that may actually get replaced by iPads one day, even if they're out of date iPads, and be able to throw them in the Boogie with the Bull duffel bag in case something happens and we need to get a ride somewhere to be able to be live. And on that note, Double B's for Victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast has come to an end. Double B's for Victory again a second time. We are going to try an experiment. Actually, we are trying an experiment. Right now, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, and the YouTube channel is live on StreetLock, StreetLoc.com. On StreetLock, it is embedded into my Dave Glogan profile, so you have to scroll down and find the post because we haven't figured out a way to take a post on a StreetLock profile and pin it. I don't know if you can. I'm waiting for the nice people over there to let me know if you can. So go to the Dave Glogan profile over on StreetLock, StreetLoc.com, and you will see us there. And if you go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, you will see us there. And we're here on Facebook. We're going to probably try to add Rumble in the same way. But for now, I think Rumble is going to have to be a podcast unless we can embed a Rumble post. If we can embed a Rumble post, then we will be on Rumble temporarily until we figure out a few things over on Rumble. And if you follow me on X, go to @BoogieWTBull.com. Excuse me, @BoogieWTBull is the Twitter profile, and that will be a podcast for now. We'll post it also over there, and we'll see where we go. We'll work on some other broadcasts too. On the 30th of April, if I didn't announce it earlier in the broadcast, on the 30th of April, 7 p.m., it's a Tuesday night. I think we will try to get a bunch of people that have expressed interest in coming on and telling their story about being a trafficked person. We don't know if they were trafficked children or trafficked adults. It doesn't matter. The key word there is trafficked. We will bring Suzanne Accardo back, Jen Woodruff back to moderate the broadcast. We will hope that Bonnie Johnson, who unfortunately had a serious accident situation where her son's F-150 pickup truck was totally destroyed while she was in it. She is safe. She's recuperating and back doing what she does every day. I still see her in Messenger several times a day. I still see her posts all over Facebook several times a day. And we are very happy that she is still a part of that. But hopefully we can get Bonnie, we can get Susan, we'll get Jen, we'll have me on the technical end. And I promise there will be no big scene if there are technical issues. But the last one came off without a hitch. Some other people have expressed interest, like I said, in telling their story, and we will try to put something together on Tuesday, April 30th. We will work and continue to work and try to figure out a way. We're almost there with Robert Angel Little, and getting him on to talk about his life in Romania and his life in the United States. It is fascinating, but until we can get him to connect through Chrome onto StreamYard, we're just sitting and hoping and praying that we can do it. Jen was not here this morning. Jen had a special assignment last minute. She had to go do Tina. So hopefully tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow I think is just going to probably be what we call an open discussion broadcast. It can be anything anybody wants to discuss. Hopefully Jen will be able to join us. Hopefully Keith Pribble will be able to join us. maybe William Rayfield if he's around, Randy Rhodes, I hope. And we'll just kind of get it up and going. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're on Double B's for Victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end one more time. Double B's for Victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast did come to an end. We will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and Wednesday morning at tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and Wednesday morning at 10 a.m.